Good morning and welcome. Okay, so song of the day. If you're watching the video, you're probably thinking like she's going to pick Metallica because I'm wearing a Metallica shirt right now. But the song of the day isn't Metallica. Plot twist. The song of the day is Kiss by Prince. Kiss by Prince is one of the best songs that ever existed. It makes me so happy. Also, whenever it plays, I know something really good's going to happen. And as I'm dropping my kids off at school this morning, the front desk staff were listening to it. And I caught a glimpse, and then I heard, and today's the day. Today is the day that the Lord hath made. It's going to be a great day because Kiss by Prince played. Ooh, also, the song of the day really should have been Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, because today we're talking about belief. We're just diving right into it. Because belief is such an interesting thing, and people don't really truly realize how powerful their minds are and how powerful belief is. Now, I'm not going to go on a preachy lesson here with you, so I don't want you to think that that's what's about to happen. But I do want you to believe in something. It is very important for you to understand that 70% of your success in anything happens inside of your brain. 70%. That means 30% of it is influenced by external factors. So 70% is you. And in that 70% is your belief. Belief in yourself, belief in whatever is about to happen, belief in general. Now, in my first episode, you heard me say something I think is very important for you to understand. I believe in Jesus, and I also believe in the power of the universe. I believe that they're one and the same. I believe that they work together. I believe that all is important. If you don't believe that, that's okay. I don't hate you for that. I'm not going to come after you. I'm also not going to try and change your mind. I will, though, try and change your mind in what belief looks like in something bigger than bigger than the higher source. Because while yes, my belief in the higher source and that something else is helping guide me through my life does make life a lot easier. I'm not going to lie to you. It does make my life a lot easier to believe that I am part of something bigger and better than anything I could even imagine, because I have had a life that has been, as you know, colorful. And so it is important for me to believe in something because it makes that colorful life a little bit easier. Now, I believe in myself. I can tell you today, as a 34-year-old woman, today I believe in myself. It took me forever to understand that believing that I was capable of doing anything that I wanted to do was actually the most important aspect of my life. Okay, 70% of what happens in your life happens in your brain first. What is happening inside of your brain? Do you believe you can? Do you believe you can have success? Do you believe you can have a good relationships? Do you believe you can have friends? Do you believe that you can have anything that you want if you work for it, if you go after it, if you try something new, if you become creative? Do you believe? Do you believe in step one? Do you believe in you? Honestly, I will tell you, it took me up until my 30s to understand what believing in myself looked like. Believing in something better than what I was experiencing or seeing every single day. It's hard for people to believe because at some point in our lives, imagination was beaten out of us. Now, okay, so that's dramatic. Okay, I'm sorry if that was triggering. But at some point in our lives, we were told to stop dreaming big or to grow up. That's my least favorite thing, when people tell kids, especially when they're tiny, to grow up, because that takes the imagination out of your brain. We think that because kids have such big ideas and big dreams and big imaginations, that the world is going to be hurtful for them or harmful to them, and that we need to toughen them up and get rid of that. But in fact, your imagination is what and dreaming is what makes life so magical. And it also makes life possible. I grew up in a world in which, I was the joking kid. I told jokes all the time. If there was a bad situation, I'm telling a joke through it. Even right now, like hard things happen and I'm probably typically laughing through it. If I'm crying through it, it's really bad. Um, but we tell these kids that their imaginations are harmful to them as adults when it is magical to them. I say outlandish things all the time to people. And back before people in my life knew that if I want it, I get it, they thought that I was just crazy, right? Like I was the big dreamer or whatever. I was the one that, would say just really dramatic, crazy things and it would happen. But that's the thing. My imagination and my dreaming heart never stopped. What's really cool about that is because I'm an Enneagram 7. If you know anything about them, they're the enthusiast for life. They believe that life should be a good time all of the time. Now, the downside to Enneagram 7s is we like to avoid all negative emotions. We'll talk about that at some point on the podcast. But here's the thing, like I have undying belief and I have undying imagination because I believe that really good things can happen all of the time. It took me, though, like I said, until my 30s to believe that good things could happen all the time because I had lived in an environment where bad things were happening all of the time, constantly, consistently. It was inundating my view that, bad things would happen. Like if I was going to date somebody, you know what? They were going to cheat on me. If I was going to get a friend, they were going to take advantage of me. If I was too happy, something really bad would happen, right? Like how many of you truly believe that if something good is happening in your life, you're just waiting for the shoe to drop? You're waiting for the bad thing to happen. Stop believing that narrative. There's that old narrative. What is it? Bad things happen in threes. No, they don't. They can happen. It can happen in onesies of bad things can happen, but you believe that bad things are going to happen in threes. So that's exactly what's going to happen. I had a mentor. Her name's Stacy James. She's a national sales director with Mary Kay. She's actually retiring this year. And one of the most profound things she ever said to me, she's like, "Yeah, bad things happen in threes. Sure, bad things happen in threes, but good things happen by the thousands. Yet we're focusing on those bad three." Get what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm standing in? What I'm putting down? Like, we have got to stop believing the negative narrative. We've got to stop believing the bad narrative. We've got to stop believing that we can't and believe that we can. Belief is step one. You will only accomplish what you believe that you can do. And fun fact, side note and twist, it is very important that you look at the people that are in your life because you can, unfortunately, only accomplish to the level at which the 5 closest people to you believe that you can. Yes, that's right. The people in your life, their belief is just as important as your belief because they also influence your belief. They're the people you go and talk to. They're the people you ask advice to. They're the people that you get really excited and share your wins with, or they're the people that you share your lows with. Your 5 closest people to you are so very important to your own belief. Do they believe in you? If they don't, they got to be plucked from the circle. Just like on Meet the Fockers. Are we in the nest, Greg? Yeah, these 5 people in your nest are the most important people. If they don't believe in you, you got to pluck them out. Now, I'm not looking for a mass exodus. Don't come after me because you decided to cut your sister out because she's the most negative person on the planet. Don't come after me. I'm not telling you to just burn bridges. I'm just saying you have to be careful on who you allow influence your life. That doesn't mean you have to kick everybody out, but it does mean that you have to take inventory of those people and see, are they supporting you or are they harming you? Really looking at, is your best friend that you've had since the 3rd grade actually really good for you? Or are they really bad for you? Are they really negative? Or are they really positive and supportive? Now, I have some good friends whose natural state of being is negativity. And actually, my favorite thing on the planet is being their friend, because my natural state of being is joy and positivity. And so I challenge them in that space. But those friends I don't allow to influence or be a part of decisions that I make, because I know their first step, their first reaction is negativity. Okay. So I'm not saying you have to cut everybody out, but your 5 closest, they need to believe, because they influence your belief. Your support system is just as important as your support in yourself. So let's go back to talking about you for a second, or talking to you. I really want you to sit in the space and think about how you talk to you. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're capable of the dreams that first of all, let's go back to stage 1. Are you dreaming? Do you have dreams? Do you have goals? I know a lot of people in my life do, because we're all small business owners. The amount of people in my life that work a standard 9 to 5 job dwindles every year, because everybody is starting businesses, which I love. I love it. But if you don't have dreams and goals, you can have dreams and goals for you, for your relationships, for your family, for your kids. Now, be careful with that one. Your kids should have their own dreams and goals, but also as parents, we are allowed to have dreams and goals. Like, I dream and hope that my kids are successful someday in whatever way that they want that success to be. Okay. But that being said, like, do you have dreams and goals that you're working for? Because it's really hard to have belief in yourself or belief in a life that you want to live if you don't even know what that life looks like. Yes, because you have the ability to create it. You hear it all of the time. You see it on Instagram. People talk about it on Facebook. You truly do have the ability to create the life that you want to live. But step 1, ground zero, base foundation of it is belief. So do you believe in you? It's a hard question to ask. It's a hard question to ask yourself, because most of the time when I talk to people, I'll be like, well, do you believe in me? And they're like, hell yeah. And I'm like, okay, do you believe in you? And they're like, I don't. Oh, it's a hard question to ask yourself. Do you believe that you are capable in doing anything that you want? Do you believe that you're capable of the love that you long for? Do you believe that you are capable of any of these things? It all starts here. 70% of your life starts in between your ears, starts in your head. It is belief. Fun fact, also, complete side note, the female orgasm starts in the brain. Belief of it happening has to start there. It's very important for somebody who's listening to this to know that. So I'm just going to put it out there. I want you to sit in that space. I want you to sit in that question, and I want you to ask yourself that. A couple of questions I want you to ask yourself, after you listen to this. Go and journal about it. If you don't journal, I'll talk to you about journaling, okay? We'll talk about it next time. But a couple of questions to ask yourself. 1, do you believe in you? 2, do the people around you believe in you? 3, what dream did you have as a little kid, or even as a teenager, as a young adult last year, that you let die, that you can't stop thinking about? And what are your goals and aspirations? What does that look like for you? And just sit in that space. I also want you to think about how you're talking to you. What are the thoughts that are happening and circling inside of your head that are happening regularly? Are they of belief, or are they of doubt? Are you getting the highlight reel of everything you've done wrong? Or are you looking at dreams and aspirations and things that could be coming? Because next time I'll talk to you a little bit about journaling, because it's very important to me that you know how to journal, whether you do it or not. But if you're going to be in my space and you're going to be in my world, you just need to know about it. So we'll talk about journaling, but next time I'm talking to you about affirmations and manifestations. And I need you to understand that that is one of the most powerful tools that I use in my world. I'm a master manifester because I believe. Hands down. Step 1, foundation, belief. But we can't really even dive deeper into your belief in building that until we know what it looks like right now. So answer those questions for you. Get ready for the next session. Make sure that you come back next week and tune in for affirmations and manifestations as we build and layer your belief in you and how to make you just like the most powerful, badass person on the planet. I think it's really fun to be one of those people. And so we're just we're gonna add you to the list. Okay. All right. So have a great week. Talk to you soon. Also, let me know if you hear Prince, because after I tell people that Kiss by Prince is like my magic song, everyone starts to hear it. So if you hear it regularly, let me know. Okay. Have a great week.